What is up, guys? This is Olinthio coming at you with my brand new deck profile of my Spirit Herald deck featuring Tethys. So I do hope you enjoyed this. I'll get straight into it for you. We all know how much of a lover of Herald I am. Basically love the deck, and we all know that. So going straight into it, we have 3 of the Herald of Perfection, your main boss monster, and one of the best rituals, if not the best ritual in the game. Then we have the Manager of the 10,000 Hands, your main searcher for... well, main searcher for the Herald pieces, really, just to get it out. So the card is a staple at 3. Then we have Megami. I run 2 Megami in this build. I feel that 2 is an alright number. There's no two ways about it. If you run a Herald deck, you're going to need to run these. And that's about it, really. As annoying as it is to draw them, they can still be decent because they are just discard fodder at worst. Some of the difficult aspects of having this is that you will draw them before you draw the kind of Advanced Ritual Art and the Herald. Ways around that are you can use them as discard outlets. What do I mean by that? Basically, Herald of Orange is one of them. And also things like Izanami and all that to kind of get it in the grave. And then you can Daigusto Emerald it, and it's very easy to Daigusto Emerald. I don't mean special summon it, I mean to put it back in the deck. So it's quite useful. And even if you draw 2 of them, it's not the end of the world, because you also do have the Spirit Engine. Speaking of the Spirit Engine, we have 3 Aratama. This is the only non-fairy in the deck, so it's not like I'm kind of crippled by not having fairies for Herald of Perfection. So yeah, Aratama is the best one because it means that you can get your plays off, you can search out those negates in hand as well. So it just means it's a really nice +1 and an extra negate with Herald. Then we have the 3 Nikotama. In my Spirit builds, I run this at 2, but in Herald, it's just too good not to run at 3, and I'll explain why in a little bit. But yeah, Nikotama, just so amazing. Like, absolutely love it. Then we have the 2 Izanami. The reason for running it at 2 is basically we just get back our fairies. We can discard our spells, dead spells that we don't want, the Advanced Ritual Arts or the Preparation of Rites if they're dead. And we can just add back those fairies for extra negates. So this card is amazing, and running it at 2 is really, really useful. And then we have 2 Yaksha. Yaksha's also amazing. The big 1/9 body. The fact you can bounce to your opponent's back row. It's a fairy. It's just got everything going for it. So it's really, really useful. And the fact it's water, it dodges Light Imprisoning Mirror, which a lot of people kind of forget. So it's really useful. Then I have the 1 Ryatsu. Ryatsu is a very, very good card. I only run it at 1 because I can search it if I need it, but it's basically our compulsory on legs, and it just gets past so many boss monsters. You can just summon it, reveal, or set it if you so wish, and then just kind of get past your opponent's main boss monsters, and then bring out Herald. Then we have the 2 Tethys, Goddess of Light. This is one of the new additions to the Spirit version of the deck, because I do run Transmodify, and one of the combos that's really nice is you have Nikotama. All you need is 3 cards, which is a Nikotama, any other spirit, and Transmodify. You can go summon this, summon the other spirit, Transmodify into Tethys, draw, because you've already got a spirit on the field, and then you can keep drawing thanks to Tethys if you draw fairies. So it's a real nice way to go plus really quickly. And that combo is very easy to get off. As I said, you only need 2 specific cards and an extra one as just a normal fairy. Sorry, a normal spirit. And it's very, very likely you're going to get that. Then we have the 1 Christia, because Christia is just too good not to run. I feel that 1's alright in this one. I know that I run it at 3 in the Herald of Agent build, but in this one it's just been testing good at 1, so I quite like to keep it at that. We have the 1 Honest, because the only non-lights are the Aratamas. The 1 Gel and Duo for stalling, and because I run Transmodify, so it's nice to have in defense, and because 5 Fists aren't really a thing anymore, bear popping it isn't too much of an issue. And then the final monsters are 3 Herald of Orange, one of the best hand traps around currently, because it's just so brutal. The reason why I say it's the best one, I mean it's the best in this deck, because it just stops your opponent kind of straight away. Your opponent tries to go pluses with and setups with the Yamato plays, you just say hell no to that. Then going into the spells, we have 2 Advanced Ritual Art, because you need it at 2. It's the main way to get out Herald of Perfection. The 2 Transmodify, only run 2 because 3 is very cloggy, but 2 is really nice. I love the card so much. I picked it up straight away when it first came out just because I knew what I wanted to do with it. The 3 Preparation of Rites. The reason why I want to run it at 3 is simply because I can ditch Advanced Ritual Art to the grave and then Preparation of Rite to get it back. So first turn plays can include like going Nikotama, Aratama Search, overlay into Larval Chain, dump this to the graveyard, because you can dump any card to the graveyard, you can only stack monsters, which a lot of people forget. So you dump this to the graveyard, then actually activate Preparation of Rites, search out the Herald from the deck, and then add this from your hand, and then do the Herald play. So it's really, really good, and that's why I run it at 3. It can clog at times, but having Izami to discard it and get other fairies works really well. We have 2 Upstart Goblin, just because, excuse me, just because I'm kind of need a little bit of draw power and consistency just to get to certain cards. So I do run it at 2 only because of space constraints. The deck is at 40. Important thing to note, this will not kick off Tethys' effect because it misses timing. Because the way it works is you draw and then your opponent gets 1,000 life points, and then Tethys will miss the effect because it's an if and when card text. So very important to know. And then the 2 Creature Swap, because I run Spirits, and Creature Swap's just an amazing card. Even giving my opponent kind of like my Manju if I don't want it, it's still really good card and catches so many people off guard. And the fact it doesn't target makes it even better. And then the final 2 cards are the 2 traps, which are Royal Decree, because it's amazing. In this build, I run it at 2 because it can clog at 3, and I can protect it quite happily. And it just means that it stops my opponent's annoying traps. So going on to the extra deck, it's kind of a very rank 4 based extra deck. We have the 1 Exeter Knight. We have the 2 Silent Honor Arcs, because this card is just stupidly good. The 1 Larval Chain and the 1 Daigusto Emerald. These kind of go hand in hand to dump things to the graveyard for spirits if I want to kind of control the graveyard, or dump the IRA to do the preparation play. And just in general, if I want to put the Megamis back into the deck if I've drawn them. The 1 Diamond Direwolf, because it's a generic kind of back row pop or problem solver. The 1 Steelswarm Roach, just in case I come up against any high level decks that might kind of annoy me. So, you know, your Heretics or anything like that, just to kind of stop them in their tracks. The 1 Maestroke and the 1 Pappy, just because they're decent rank 4s. I know that 101 is better than Maestroke in a sense. It kind of does the same thing with the whole destruction effect, but I still like it. One of my favourites is the Heartland Drago, just because that extra poke for the 2k is really, really nice. So I really like this card, and it actually wins quite a lot of duels. The 1 Black Ship of Khorne, just to remove any annoying kind of defensive monsters. The 1 Abyss Dweller and the 1 Gaia Cowboy, these 2 go together. Murmurs are still a very good deck, and Cowboy just wins games. The 1 Crazy Box, because if I get skill drains, it just means I have an extra deck, kind of main deck cards to kind of deal with that a little bit and give me a bit of a hope and chance. And then finally, the 1 Fairy Cheer Girl, because I do run a lot of fairies, and getting that plus and also Tethys effect off is quite nice. So that is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the updated deck profile. I know I hadn't done one for this format, so this is the newest one. I've been testing it a lot, and this is the most consistent kind of version I've come up with, so really like it currently. Really want to play this at Euros, but I'm really unsure as to kind of how the format's going to play out then. So it's one of my decks that I've catalogued for now. But cheers for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I shall catch you guys later.